Well, hello there, everyone. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles, here to review an album by Dome Aria that came out last year in 2024. This was Richard's suggestion. You know, we do this here. One of us suggests an album, and the other three, or actually all four of us, then review that album. And we rarely have the same takes. Sometimes we all agree that it's a good album, but sometimes we just have different takes on it. It's interesting to hear how different people feel about it. And what a boring world it would be if we all liked and disliked the same thing. So with that in mind, we are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fithen, along with Richard from Calvin Wazoo, Craig from Craig's Vinyl Plethora, and ladies and gentlemen, the man who has apparently discovered that you can make YouTube thumbnails using ChatGPT. It's Mike from HubTunes.
Yes, I discovered it about 6 months ago, Robert.
It takes a long time to write those, or to come up with those.
It takes a while to learn.
All right, so I think I'm first reviewing this. What is the name of this album?
Toda La Verdad,
Sobre Area.
What he said.
Area is the duo. I think it's a duo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And aren't they from Barcelona?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
And they perform in Spanish. And I've discovered that there's no translation available that I could find for any of this. The titles you can translate, but unless you can understand what they're saying, I have no idea what they're singing about. They could be saying kill the whales. I would have no idea. But this is very much electronic music, very intense electronic music. It reminds me of some of the stuff that was coming out in the late 90s. From like the Wax Trax stuff and Aphex Twin and things like that, Come to Daddy type era. But yeah, it's definitely its own thing. It's the kind of music. It's very intense, very electronic, very intense. It's the kind of music where, let's say that you're in the back room at a sex club, and if this music is playing, you would find like the most like unsure looking person there, the guy that doesn't know really what he's doing there. And then you throw them on the floor and you just while this music is on. You just ram. And then when it's in there really tight, you reach down and you do that until you want to make sure you're keeping time here. You don't want to go over 3.5 minutes because you could kill them. But you want to make it so that they're a little bit, and then you reach down and you just, and as they're catching their breath or whatever, you just to kind of bring them back to reality. And once they've started to just about get their bearings, then you again, grab those, start the whole process all over again. You do this about 7 or 8 times until you're ready to just take, making sure to, once you've done this, you grab them by the hair, the dance floor. So they're out in the middle, the music's still going, it's still intense, it's still really loud, and they're out in the dance floor with. Now, I'm not condoning this type of behavior. I'm just saying if someone was going to do this, this would be the type of music that should be playing at the time.
Wait, was that you that night?
Also, you want to make sure that you're going to end up with bruises all over your
body. You don't want bruises.
You don't want bruises.
And then when they give you this, like, what the fuck? You go, I didn't hear the safe word.
Yeah.
Now,
what is it?
So is it my turn?
The kind of music that should be playing. The kind of music. The vocals we could do without.
Yeah.
Not into the vocals, not into that woman screaming and getting all like upset about something. If I wanted to hear that, I'd go to work. But yeah, the music was interesting. It was a very intense music. Yeah. I generally like music like that in certain situations, like, you know, the thing. But overall, I will give this. I'll give it 3.5 rainbows.
All right, let me write.
Oh, well, that
was
rather generous of you with that sort of, you know, held back
analogy.
back memory. So am I?
Well, that's one reason. It's like we were talking about. It has that sentimental, nostalgic feel to it.
Yeah, it reminds me of yesteryears. Yeah.
The Douglas Dunes.
Or
Yeah.
last
Reminds me
week.
of yesterday.
Or the manhole.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know how to follow
Because
that.
we do have implements for entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh, these guncles, they're filthy dirty.
Okay. I was really excited for this record after Richard's last choice of Destot Bubblegum, which I still play in my car. I love that record. I was really excited for this. And I like industrial music, some, but so I put it on, and yeah, I was in my car in early morning driving to work. It's like 5:30, 6 in the morning, and I put this on the first time, and I got through about 3 songs, and I said, it's too early for this, Mike. And I turned it off. And then the next time I tried listening to it was a couple days later, and I was at home, and I like it. I like the music. I do not like her vocals. I'm sorry, and I don't even if she was singing in English, I don't think it would even be any better. I did not like her vocals, but the music part, the more I listened to it, the more I liked it. It is intense is the word for it. It's very intense. The first song I hated. I didn't even like the music of the first song. But then like the second, third, fourth songs, I really kind of got into a groove with it, especially the third song, I think it was. I didn't write down the names because
we don't know what they say.
Yeah. But I the more I listened to it and the deeper into the first song, absolutely, I did not like at all, no matter how many times. But the more I listened to it, the deeper into the album I got, the more I liked the music. But when am I going to listen to this? Well, Robert just told me.
In the back room.
In the back room.
At whatchamacallit.
I'm in the wrong back rooms because I've not heard this in back rooms. But
Man.
I could see it
during IML weekend.
Yeah, probably. IML
what weekend?
or something. Yeah.
IML at Steamworks. That's when you would hear it.
I don't know what that means.
Male leather.
I'm your mom.
International
Larry.
Male leather.
Oh, you're gonna find out.
I thought it was like I'm your mom, Larry.
Craig, you're gonna find out what IML is.
That would be IYML.
Chicago, Memorial Day weekend.
Oh no.
You're gonna find out.
Okay, I'm gonna be. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna have those.
Go together.
Dog of a whole different kind of service.
We'll go together. It's a fun time.
Oh my God!
You might want to buy a copy of this record.
They are gonna love me. Okay, go ahead.
So musically, yeah, I get the music. But I didn't love it. I really didn't. Lyrically, I didn't like her voice. God, I've never given anything less than a 3, right?
You might have. I don't know. We've done a lot of these.
I get it. It's. I'm gonna give it 3 rainbows.
Talk about people being kind. Okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, let's not hurt feelings. I'm not gonna hurt feelings, but well, maybe I will. I don't know. Okay. So this is. I don't know how to review this. So, and that I don't know that that's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, because you know me, I'm the guy that listens to the lyrics, and so when I it's a language I don't understand, and I'll just throw things out there like Edith Piaf. I don't know a goddamn thing she's singing when she's singing, but I can
This is
feel.
not Edith Piaf, people.
No, but here's what I'm saying, like in a foreign language, like because there is some music that like I love that they're not singing English, but with like Edith Piaf, like I don't know what she's saying, but I'm feeling what she's saying. So it doesn't matter that it's in another language. Same,
Yeah.
even some Selena songs. Like there's certain foreign, like there's
We've reviewed foreign language.
Yeah, we have, and it's like there's a feeling. So I didn't get
ones.
a feeling with this that where I could understand the lyrics without knowing the language. So that's why it's kind of hard for me to kind of like, you know, rank this or really give an honest review because I really don't know what she's saying. Her voice was grating at times. I didn't mind it. It didn't bother me, I think, as much as the other two. But and there's not a lot of information on this band. It's really hard to find anything. I found a quote. They mix synths and live percussion, industrialism, and tribalism, and that kind of summed it up pretty well. There were moments. I didn't write the song titles down because I don't know what the hell they mean or what they say. So there was a song that the drummings were really, really, really hard, and it reminded me of Hanging Garden, like the drums in Hanging Garden by The Cure. Like I could feel that. Some of the way the music was and how her vocals were reminded me of a band called Snake River Conspiracy, which like a 2000-ish to between 2000 2010 band, one album, but fantastic album. Female vocalist. So there was moments of that kind of reminded me of them. Her name is Sylvia. I found that his name is Victor. So, I mean, that's about all you can find out about these people. But again, like I said, it's just really hard to give an honest, like, because I don't know what they're saying. And when you can't look up what the lyrics mean, it was kind of, unless I wanted to do the, like, I don't even think you could find the lyrics in that language, right?
Spanish?
Spanish, yeah.
No. Otherwise,
yeah, because you could have just done translate. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked also, and I could not find them.
Yeah. So the music was interesting, and again, I goddamn Robert Fithen with his analogy of what this music is for.
I don't think that was an analogy.
Whatever it was. I am now
it
back.
Also goes with the cover artwork too.
Yes, and now I'm back to my natural skin tone. It was bright red earlier. Thank you. Remember, I may not act innocent, but I truly am. I have not experienced a lot of things like that. Shut up, all of you whores. Shut your dirty mouths. Okay, so I am not like. It's getting 2.5 rainbows for me. And that is the 2.5. It's really for the music. Like, and I really liked that drum boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I forgot to mention one of the things I really liked about it was the organic drumming. You don't ever hear that with industrial.
Not with synth.
So I really
not with synth and industrialism. Yeah. Now, I would love to hear why Richard... You obviously love this record.
Richard's gonna set us straight.
Yeah, he's gonna set us gay.
When I recommended this, I had two thoughts. One is they're all going to really, really like it, or they're all going to really, really hate it. So the fact that Mike and Robert rated it at a 3, which a 3 is, for me, it's good. It's just not necessarily something I want to perhaps explore anymore or something like that. But it was all right. It was good. And so I was surprised that with that reaction. But anyway, I first heard about this. All right, the band, the duo, is Dameria. And I went and did some translations of just the title. The copy I have has a lyric sheet, both in Spanish and English.
Oh,
So that was helpful because you're all right. There's not a lot of information about this. I first heard about this record from Shaggy, the opinionated hippie, and he was really enthusiastic in his description of it. And yes, it's intense. Her voice is intense. This ain't no doll voice. You know, this is a woman unhinged.
ain't no disco.
She
There's
just
no cabbage
really
patching.
she's really, to me, she's really reaching deep in these guttural expressions of what's going on. And then you've got so that's Sylvia Constance. Then you've got Victor LaCrue, El Crew, or Crux. It's Crew, I'm sure, who does a lot of the percussion and the mechanical instrumentation, meaning there are, and you can hear in some of the songs, some of the sounds are created by banging on pieces of metal, you know, by taking hammers and banging on the stage. He has a background that's connected with the projects known as Nurse with Wound. He was associated with them. He was also associated with, if I don't butcher this name, Einstürzende Neubauten. He has a connection with that German industrial band. The name Dame Area literally means give me area. So I'm kind of thinking that means maybe give me space. And Dame also is an honorific title for a woman, you know, like Dame Edna, Dame, you know, or so that kind of works in there. And the title Toda La Verdad Sobre Dame Area translates into the whole truth about Dame Area. So yeah, I did have the benefit. Anyway, when I listened to Shaggy's description, he was very enthusiastic about this. You know, you're talking about the intensity. This is to me, it's an exhausting album because of that intensity. And if you could find, other than the hole at Jackhammer, if you could find another suitable, you know, environment and mood to listen to, it's exhausting. And the music is, to me, it is similar and standard. I mean, it's similar throughout the album, but it changes enough so that it doesn't become, in my view, repetitive or just, you know, just overused or whatever. But yeah, he talked about it, I went to Bandcamp and I looked up the record, and I started listening to it. And on the first track that Mike hates, I ordered the album, and I got the red vinyl issue, which only 100 of them were released. So I got number 93. Bravo. So this is sold out. You can buy the black vinyl, but you know, it comes with a little card that they signed and a little poster. So here's a picture of the two of them.
Oh yeah, what do they look like? Oh well, I still can't tell. So
that's the two of them there.
It's exactly what I thought they looked like.
Yeah.
So I got the record and been listening to it, and then like I say, there is an English translation to the songs. With records like a tendency to read translation, so I typically, like with
Right.
you can't follow the English translation along with the singing because the music of the actual words being said are different, and the ideas being conveyed, are not quite the same. This one, however, it's very what she's screaming. The translation is, it's right there.
Is it
The
what
first-
Robert described?
There is one song for sure that he hit the nail on the head.
Wow.
But the first track is si no es hoy cuando es, which is if not today, then when. And that's, to me, that song is just right out of the gate. It's got that pounding beat, and she ain't waiting anymore to her right for self-determination. That's kind of the gist of the song that's coming on. Track 2 is Vengo dalla Dila. I come from the afterlife. And I like the really light, I love the beat, the very tribal and danceable. I like the way they combine these industrial sounds with techno beats, dance beats. There's a lot of, danceable rhythms. Track 3 is Sempre Cambiare, which is always change. That's got the really groovy techno beat in there. And it's basically a song about finding the courage to keep on. Keep on
moving.
Right. Keep on moving. Keep
like
changing. Keep changing. Don't get stuck in a rut, kind of thing. Track 4 is Urlo de Guerra, which is the scream of war. And here's a lovely line out of this. Cut the neck and cut the neck and cut the neck and throw away the head. That's pretty much what she's saying throughout the entire song. Really, and she's
decapitating a chicken.
No, she's no. Track 5, Stricia, which translates to crawl. That's one that starts banging with the metal, and then you've got this bass line coming in with the synth. And essential, the message to that song is don't get angry because you can't change. Just crawl. Keep moving forward. Crawl if you have to, kind of situation. The next song, Tu me hiciste creer, you made me believe, is the translation. That's the one that has, to me, like a water kind of feel at the start. It's very flowing sound. And then the tribal drumming just gradually fades in. And musically, it's one of my favorites on the album. All these songs that you can't sit still and listen to them. For me anyway, it makes me want to get up and start banging shit. It's just, and I don't mean like destroying or wrecking. I mean, but being physical. You could be banging with a hammer, or you could be banging away. But the music really appeals.
Well, you put their head up against a wall. I forgot to mention that. You don't that way because you have to have your hands free for the thing. So you want to push them up against a wall.
Yeah, I keep thinking about the fucking. No.
This is about the time.
You do that, I'm going to punch you.
With this, with this song, this is where I feel. This is where I feel like you begin to get this realization that this is really calling to a very primal instinct within us. Okay.
Yes.
Track 7, Devotion, is devotion. That's got some really.
That one I could figure out. I'm like, I bet that means devotion.
And but here's the song gets pretty blatant with terms of sexual bondage, because what she is singing over and over again is, "Here I am, here's my body. Here I am, here's my body." That's pretty much the only thing she's shouting, throughout the entire song. Estos es nuestro ruido. This is our noise.
See.
To me, that song epitomizes industrial techno music. It's another favorite of mine. And then the closing track, you would think the closer would be something that would kind of bring you down.
Like a soft ballad.
It does a little
romance.
Everything I do for
yeah,
you.
well, the afterglow. The song you
Brian
smoke a
Adams.
cigarette to.
To all of the girls I've loved before.
It's called Si no eres,
that's
nada
amazing.
puedes ser todo. If you're nothing, you can be everything. I really like the idea of that. If you're nothing, you can be everything. I think most people with that, they would say, if you're nothing, you can be anything. That's probably how most people would express that. But when you're nothing and you can be anything, you're still being something. You're still thinking of yourself as an individual. And by saying if you're nothing, then you can be everything. That's relinquishing all attachment to yourself. You're not separated from anyone else, and they're not separated from you. So there's no reason for us to think of each other as individuals, but we're everything. We're all part of everything. I just love that.
Everything I do it for you.
I need a cigarette after this review. I don't even smoke.
So, that was kind of my anticipation. I figured you all would either really, really get into it, and in spite of the language, just from the emotion that was being expressed, or you were going to hate it. And I think for the most part, you fall in the camp of you really kind of hate it. You're just being kind of nice. The music,
how dare you?
Yeah, I mean, there's some really good orchestration of music going on there. The combination of keyboards with hammers banging on metal, and like Robert was saying, the drumming, where there's that one song where you can tell that he's working two bass drums, one with each foot, and then he's also banging on these other drums, and it's visceral.
Yeah.
Here's a name that I was waiting to see if anybody brought up, and no one did. Yoko Ono.
No, you see,
it's not quite Yoko.
I'm serious.
No.
That's what like what Yoko it would be like to hear Yoko Ono in 1970.
Yoko Ono to me is atonal. And
I didn't quite get the Yoko Ono.
I don't get Yoko Ono.
I'm talking about Yoko Ono from the Plastic Ono Band album, not like Kiss, Kiss, Kiss Me, Love, or whatever that is.
I don't know if I've ever heard Plastic Ono Band.
Yeah, the 1970 Yoko Ono.
Kiss, Kiss Me, Love. Just one.
Yeah, that song sucks. I'm talking about like avant-garde Yoko Ono.
Like, oh my god, yeah, I could see. I bet. My guess is the singer is a fan of Yoko Ono from yeah.
I don't know. They've only recently started doing live shows in some venues in Spain and France.
Wow. And I think if they ever come to the United States, and Robert, you're coming.
Let's all go.
Let's
make it packed. They come to Chicago, we're going.
Who's going in the back room?
You.
But who else?
I'm feeling the whole damn place is going to be a back room.
Yeah, everybody's going to be in the back room. And they go in through the outdoor.
I honestly, going through this, I started thinking, I need to find, because I'm very enthusiastic about this record and what it's doing. And so I had to think, okay, why wouldn't I give it 5 rainbows? I had to look for reasons why not to. What are the imperfections, the detractions? And the more I thought about it, the more I realized, in my opinion, there are none. So to me, this is a 5.
Oh, well.
But I am unsurprised in general by your all, the reactions. I could, yeah, I'm not.
No, I mean, I like
unsurprised.
them. I just didn't like the vocals.
Yeah,
Probably because I couldn't
and I thought the
understand what she was
vocals. I
saying.
think her vocals really add to that whole cacophony of sound that is being created by Victor.
I mean,
was
I
just
get
kinda
it.
like-
It's just not. I would rather hear, I guess, a different kind of
Yoko Ono.
intensity. Yeah, I mean, Yoko Ono would be,
Yeah, I would
Oh,
rather-
yeah.
but not that Yoko. You're
Not
talking
that
like
Yoko
double. You're
Ono.
talking like 1980 Yoko Ono, where she's singing love songs.
I love Kiss, Kiss, Kiss Me,
I don't
Love.
like that. Okay, well, here is the album that I have chosen.
Wait.
Oh God, I hope it's the Turtles.
It does have an
Herman's
animal
Hermits.
name in it, but not turtles.
Herman's Hermits.
It is a band from Europe, but they do sing in English,
I do enjoy English singing.
so you won't have to translate. I thought we would do something completely different than the last one.
Oh no.
Well,
Oh no. I'm worried.
This is a guy who
I'm
has
worried.
been experienced with other bands, but at this point he has his own band. He's in control now. This is his sound, and he's
So he's like Janet.
at the forefront, right?
Right.
Janet was in different bands.
No, Janet is in control because she's got a lot of control.
This came out 2 years after Control.
Okay. Okay.
And so you have to, it is a European band.
Okay. European.
So you have to be careful to get the right version of this because there is a US version and a UK version. We'll be doing the US version of Whitesnake's self-titled album.
Jesus Christ, Robert Pittman.
From 1987.
Okay, we're doing the US version
Yes.
from 1987. Here I go again on my own.
oh, it's that one.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Here I Go Again should be track 4. If Here I Go Again is not track 4, then you've got the wrong one.
Okay, here I go again. could be
I'm
track.
familiar with Slide It In.
That's the
I
one
don't
before
know that. This is the only one I'm familiar with.
They're
And
big-
then, what is love
Oh,
that I'm feeling? Na, na,
no,
na.
I know.
But I think I only know those 2 songs. I do
You
have the
probably know Still of
45,
the Night.
maybe.
And
I
speaking
do-
of visceral,
Yeah, this is the album with the Gambler.
The
Slow
Gambler?
and Easy.
I don't want.
oh yeah, Slide It In is the one before
it's
this.
the first song on.
So the one song you were
Jesus
mentioning,
Christ, there's a
needs to be the
44
fourth
song
track.
version of this album.
Yeah, you don't want that one. What's that?
I don't want
The-
that. I
the-
just want the.
What song is it that needs to be the 4th track so that you know you got the right version?
Here I
Here
go
I Go
again.
Again.
Here I go again. Okay.
And you want to listen to the album
Okay, that's
version of
one.
that song. You don't want the video version or the single version, or maybe you do want the video version. I don't know, but you want to hear the album tracks. So sometimes if you're listening to certain things, it'll switch over to like the single edit or something. You don't want
Right.
that.
Here I go again.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
I-
if they've got
some of these
it
songs.
on YouTube, then I should be okay
So-
because that's the only streaming service.
How many
I've seen.
songs are on the album?
I think there's 9.
Okay, so this
11.
the only thing I'm finding is 11. So what does the album end with?
11.
Don't Turn Away is the last song.
Okay, that is okay.
So side 2,
So
the
I'll
last
ignore
5
the-
songs would be Give Me All Your Love, Is This Love, Children of the Night, Straight for the Heart, and Don't Turn Away.
Okay, all right, yes. All right. This has got a couple
I'll ignore
bonus
those.
tracks, but we can just not listen to those.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, this will be exciting because I remember was that their first Slide It In? 'Cause
No,
it's the guy-
they've-
No, they had one before that, didn't they?
They had several.
Yeah.
Oh. It's the guy
But I
that-
think
Yeah.
Slide It In was the
Perfect,
first
right?
one for like Geffen. That's when they, really started.
Yeah,
And there's 2
Saints
versions of
and-
that too. There's 2
yeah,
different mixes of that.
Saints and Sinners was prior.
It's
also,
the lead singer from Deep Purple, right? After Ian Gilliam left.
Yes, David Coverdale.
David Coverdale. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was a magician.
That's David Copperfield.
And there we go.
Oh, same thing. Same Copperfield, Coverdale. It's all the same.
So we'll be reviewing that coming up. You don't want to miss that. And we'll also be reviewing the
don't.
tops and bottoms of 2001. Why don't you go ahead and join us for both episodes? Why
I hope
choose?
you do. I hope you do.
Yeah.
And run out and get that Dome Aria album. And don't forget, or they will be.
Yeah, and then the head against the wall.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
now
you
I've
know,
learned.
and lighten up. Have a good time.
Yeah, have a good time. You know, let it all
Well,
out.
when people tend to freak out a little bit.
Well,
so-
they don't like that. I don't know about the nose thing. And then I just kept having visions of my nose being plugged. And I have sinus issues to begin with. So,
Well, then it won't be a problem. You should be used to it. We are the Vinyl Community Guncles. I'm Robert Fitton, along with
then
Richard, the Calvin Wazoo.
I don't even know my name. Say my name. Say my name. My name is Craig at the Vinyl Plethora. Jesus fucking Christ.
You all right?
I'm
Mike at Hub Tunes.
hopefully we'll talk to you again soon. Join us for our next exciting episode.
yeah.
Was